It's a lot of fun to run around naked on the beach, throwing snowballs, bashing your friends' heads in with rocks, but at some point the police get called. You've got to go home and you've got to play that game that we love to call Rust. So these are going to be 20 beginner tips to get you off the beach and into a sort of nice house. You're still going to have anxiety, you're still going to have depression, you're going to still feel bad inside, but it's going to be a little bit easier for you. So let's get into it. Let's get into these tips. And first off, if you do have 1,000 hours, get out now, because nothing past this point is going to help you. So if you're a beginner, you're building this twig sort of frame right here, you're putting in your double doors, make sure you upgrade that twig frame. So many people forget to do that. The twig frame can just get picked out and then you lose. There's just nothing you can do. Next up, when you put a lock on something, always make sure you lock that lock, because if you don't, someone can just open the door. If you want to take a lock off, you've got to unlock the lock, pick it up, and then if you want to pick up a door, just open the door, hold E, and now you can pick up a door just like that. So that's how you upgrade your doors. Next, when it comes to these locks, you do not need to create a key to use the lock for yourself. You only need to create a key if you want to give your friend access, and if you want to do that, just use a coded lock, because these keys, they can be looted by anyone. So your friend gets killed, someone loots the key, and now all of a sudden you're sort of screwed, because whoever looted that key can come right into your base with no qualms about it. So yeah, don't make keys. Next up, when you're crafting, what you want to do first with your metal fragments is create a metal door. The second you log into Rust, your goal should be to create a base and get metal doors on that base. Wood doors are super easy to raid, super easy to break through, so if you can, always make sure you log off after you got the metal door in. If you log off before, just count that base as dead, because someone's going to break into it. Next, when it comes to stone, you always want to upgrade to stone too. Don't leave your stuff as wood, always upgrade to stone. But when it comes to stone, you're going to see difference between the outside and inside of my bases. That lighter white color on the inside, you don't want to be seeing that, because if you're seeing that, what it means is that can be easily picked out. So those always want to be facing in, and you want sort of that rockier looking exterior wall look to be facing out. That's how you're going to get the best results. Next tip, torches are great for lighting up the night, seeing where everything is, but they're also great for giving away your location. Most light sources in Rust are directional, which means they can only be seen by whatever it's being pointed at, but with torches, everybody can see them from everywhere, so they're great for giving away your location. Next up, if you've got troughs, those are great for storing horses and getting horses to stick around your base, but people are going to steal those horses, so make sure they are protected, because horses are coveted assets in the game Rust. Next up, when it comes to where to place a base, where to live, where to sort of make your home, if you're a new player, you're tired of getting raided, or you're on a busy server, you want to be sort of away from a lot of the popular monuments, so you might want to be by something more like Satellite Dish, more like a gas station. You can get some green cards, blue cards there, but they're sort of lesser known monuments. They're not lesser known monuments, but they're monuments that are lesser visited by more expert players. What you don't want to do is be right on the beach or near the oil rig. Those two places are just going to get you rocked every time you go there, unless you're a more advanced player. Also, try to stay away from the newbie spawn beaches, because those are just annoying. Now, when you do come across a base that's decaying, those are great places to pick up boxes, pick up loot, and everything like that, but do remember that traps are still active, so always be careful where you're going. Even if you step in front of a shotgun trap just a little bit, it will shoot you and it will kill you. If the tool cupboard on a base is unlocked, you can claim that tool cupboard, and now if you've got a hammer, you can use that to pick up resources. So that's another little tip right there. If you're looking to get some cool skins and stuff like that, go to decaying bases and just pick the resources up from there. Next up, we're going to be talking about some safe zones. So the Bandit Camp and the Outpost are two major safe zones that every new player should be utilizing. In the Bandit Camp, you can get stuff like helicopters and all that. Notice the safe zone logo right there. Anytime that is sort of on your screen, that means that you cannot be killed, you can't be shot, damage can't be done to you, you're good to go and you're safe. So in Bandit Camp, there's two things that you can do here. You can buy sort of a flying helicopter, flying lawn chair, let's call it, and you can gamble your scrap. It's really easy to lose scrap that way, but hey, it's fun. Next up, you can buy guns and stuff like that at both bases. The best one for new players is probably going to be the Outpost. Here you can buy your basic sort of double barrel shotgun, you can buy revolvers, you can buy shotgun traps, all of which are amazing for just surviving in Rust. The shotgun is sort of a mainstay of noob sort of guns, so I definitely recommend that, and the revolver is sort of good for aim training. In addition, all monuments, including these safe zones, are going to have a recycler. You can use this to get extra scrap from stuff that you loot. So here you can see I'm recycling a bunch of stuff, and I'm managing to get some metal fragments, I'm getting some scrap, I'm getting some wood, everything like that. And the great thing about this recycler is If you're early on and you don't have a furnace yet, or you can't build a furnace for whatever reason, you can run to a monument nearby, recycle stuff, and you can use that to get those metal fragments and create that metal door that I was talking about earlier. This means you don't actually need to get a furnace. You don't need to grind that low grade. You can just go right to the recycler, create that door right off the bat, and now you're good to go, and then you can take your time making the furnace. So yeah, that's sort of 2 tips that are just sort of merging together here. And next up, if you're near an outpost, and let's say you got some scrap but you don't quite have enough, if you leave that outpost, just that safe zone, by just a little bit, you can equip a rock, run back in, and use that rock to break open barrels with the safety of a safe zone protecting you. Also, when it comes to safe zones, if you shot someone or you've done damage to someone, if you've done something just a little bit naughty, you're going to have this icon in the upper right-hand corner. If this icon's in your upper right-hand corner, that means that you can get shot and you will be shot on sight by an outpost, bandit camp, etc. Also, when it comes to attacking people, crouching and standing is a great way to sneak up on people because you're not making any noise then. So you just crouch, stand, crouch, stand, crouch, stand. You're not going to hear any noise that your character's making, and then that means that no one else can hear any noise that your character's making. Anything you can hear your character making, other people can hear your character making too. Also, when it comes to night, remember that night vision goggles are a thing, so be careful about that. Now, let's talk about researching and let's talk about scrap. When it comes to researching, if you've got an item that you like, you can put it into a research table, research that item, grab the blueprint, and then you're good to go. When you create these blueprints, you are going to notice that the item does get destroyed. So, keep this in mind because there is a new way in Rust that you can actually research items. And before we move on, one thing worth noting is that outposts and a few other monuments do have research tables at them. So if you loot something awesome and you've got enough scrap, you can research it right on the spot rather than risking running back to your base to do the research. Now, in addition to the research table, they now have a research tree that you can access from a workbench. There's a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 workbench, and those can be used to research better and better stuff. Obviously, tier 3 is sort of the high-end stuff, tier 1 is the low-end stuff. Tier 1, you can still research a gun, so you just follow this path down the tree. You can research sort of all these different things, and eventually you're going to get to that basic shotgun, you're going to get to that revolver, you're going to get to that double-barrel shotgun, and you're going to get to satchels, which are going to be used for sort of your newbie level rating. Obviously, if you can, you want to get C4, but not everybody can make it that far, so maybe you just want to do satchels right off the bat, raid some wood, and you're good to go. So that is one option there. One other thing to remember is when it comes to this research tree, it's going to cost you the same amount of scrap to research something, but you're not going to lose the item. So if you've got enough scrap and you want it to go through the tree anyways, it's actually better to use that workbench than it is to use the research table. So just sort of keep that in mind and keep that sort of always sort of present, because that can be a huge sort of scrap saver right there, just because you're not going to be wasting, well, not a scrap saver, but a resource saver, because you're not going to be wasting resources just trying to recreate an item. You just don't have to destroy that item that you looted, and you just go right through that sort of tier tree. Next up, when it comes to just killing people, playing Rust and all that, it's easy to be an asshole, but every now and then it pays off to just be a nice guy and help someone out. So every now and then, if I'm getting near the end of the game and I kill someone and I'm just looking to get out of it, I might just pick them up, drop all my stuff, and peace out. So, try to be nice. Try not to be such an asshole. Try to make the game a good game for everybody to play, because in the end, we want every new player that joins this game to keep playing it, because the more people playing it, the better it is for us, the more the developers are going to do stuff, and the more cool things we're going to see. So, yeah, be an asshole, have some fun, raid some bases, but be friendly at the same time. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. If you hit like, if you hit subscribe, I do always appreciate that. I'm going to keep making Rust videos, so you guys have all that to look forward to. But if you don't, I understand. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.